What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyt and I'm back with some more Age of Empires 4 action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as the Delhi Sultanati. Is that how you say it? I hope it is. His name is Nakamura. His opponent today playing in the red color as the Rus. His name is Nyan Racing Cat. We've got an interesting one here for you guys. Again, you Age of Mythology players will know these two guys. Nakamura is the admin, the host of Meta Plays, who's been putting on a lot of tournaments for Mythology, for Halo Wars, StarCraft too. He does a lot of really, really cool content creation for those games. But also one of the strongest deathmatch players in Age of Mythology. So has a very, very good understanding of how a lot of RTS mechanics work. And we've also got Nyan Racing Cat. He came second or third, fourth. He got to the semifinals of the closed beta tournament, which is amazing. That's no easy stretch there, no easy accomplishment. I think he lost to the eventual winner as well, which possibly means he was maybe the second best in that tournament as well. But we do have the map Arabia here. And if we check this map out a little bit, if I can pop this one down here, we check this map out a little bit. It is an interesting map, very open, a very short supply of wood on the map as well. So you do have to make sure you control those, as well as a short supply of gold. There's only going to be 3 small gold mines and 1 large gold mine here. So if you can control those, you're going to be in a really, really good position here to win with those heavier units, those units that cost gold to make. So that's going to be something to watch out for here. Now, we do have the Rus here. The Rus are an interesting civilization because they get this thing called a bounty, and essentially, if they kill an animal, they get extra gold here. Now, I think Nyan might not know about this. This is a relatively new mechanic here, but you can actually animation cancel these scouts here with the bows. They've got a really, really long wind down animation, so maybe we'll start seeing players do that as we learn more about the game here. But the Delhi Sultanati, they're also a really interesting civilization. They have this really weird building here called the mosque. I think it's a mosque. I want to go ahead and say it's the mosque. Yes, it is the mosque. And they can build scholars. Now, scholars are the unit which you build in order to increase your technology's research rate. Now, we can look over here that Nakamura is already researching Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow gives an extra 5 carry capacity and extra movement speed on the villagers. This technology is possibly the most important economic upgrade you're going to want to grab in the game. Definitely want to think about grabbing this one as soon as you possibly can, depending on what strategy you're going for. So really important. But with the Delhi Sultanati, you do not have to pay for this. The technology takes a long time to produce, 6 minutes and 8 seconds, but you don't have to pay for it. So you throw down your milk, you get this immediately. And with the mosque added, it's going to be really, really quick. We are seeing the sanctity technology getting grabbed really, really early here for Nakamura as well. It's looking like he might be trying to think about rushing the relics on this map. I believe that's what that technology does. You can grab the sacred sites early, maybe not grab the relics early. Grab the sacred sites early. So super interesting. We'll see if that's going to work. He is going up through the Dome of Faith here. This one's going to allow him to produce scholars at half the price. So instead of 150 gold, they're going to be 75 gold. Really important to get those out, to get those technologies coming through much quicker. Now, Nyan, on the other hand, he's going through the Golden Gate. Now, this one is going to basically be a market, I think. Excuse me, my hay fever is destroying me right now. Allows the exchange of resources at a favorable rate, generates an additional exchange every minute. So yes, it's basically a market, and you can do what you want with this one and trade your resources, buy some stuff. It can be really, really easy for you to get a fast second town center with this by buying stone at a favorable rate. You can see you can exchange 100 gold for 150 stone right away, but you've only got one trade here, and that's exactly what Nyan is going to be doing here. And I don't know exactly how long so it takes a minute for you to get that. So in 2 minutes after you, or in 1 minute after you've hit the second age, you're going to have the 300 stone in order to get your second town center. So Nyan is looking like he's going for a fast second town center here. Either that or he's going for early stone walls, something crazy like that. And the really cool thing about this for Nyan is that this doesn't really give away too much. Normally what happens when you are scouting out your opponent, you see them on the stone mine, on the stone outcropping, I should say, and you know that they're going for a second town center because based on how many villages are there, how much stone has been mined from that one. But with the Rus, it's really hard to tell because they could just be going for early nights here with these 4 villages on gold. You don't know what they're doing. And we do see that 400 wood, 300 stone coming in for Nyan right now. What is Nakamura doing here? He's throwing up barracks, getting out the spears, looking like he's expecting some early knights coming out. If we check out what he's actually scouted here, he really doesn't know a whole lot about what's going on in the base of Nyan Racing Cat. He has spotted the stone, so he's going to think probably no second town center. So if Nyan can hide his second town center, which it looks like he's not doing, he's just going straight after the deer carcasses here. He's probably going to get spotted at some point if Nakamura scouts this one out. But now we see the scouts checking out what is going on for Nakamura. Nakamura's got his scholar out. He's got the upgrade there, so he's going to be able to capture this sacred site in order to start generating some gold here. So this is going to be really, really huge for Nakamura to start getting that gold. The question is, what's he going to be using the gold for? Because he doesn't spend it on anything other than scholars in the second age. I don't think you can get access to any early units, though. Maybe going straight to the castle edge might be the option here for Nakamura, looking to start grabbing some of those really, really strong elephants, those unique units to the Delhi Sultanate. There's the sacred site getting grabbed here for Nakamura. I mean, if he grabs all 3 of these sacred sites, he also sets up that win condition. 10 minutes of holding the sacred sites is going to give him the win, but it's really, really hard to hold those sacred sites. And we will be seeing the scouts just making sure that these other sacred sites aren't getting grabbed for free. We do see that a scholar is making its way down there as Nyan is going to be on the search for that one. And he may actually spot that. Let's check out Nyan's perspective here. And it looks like he's maybe going to just miss it as the scholar is walking straight down here to this sacred site over on the bottom portion here. We do have the outpost up already for Nakamura. And Nakamura has managed to get his scholar down there. The spearmen leaving the sacred site, going for the middle location over here, as the scouts just going to be moving around the map looking for what they're going to do. Question is, how much gold does he actually get from these? I don't know if it shows me, generates gold periodically for the player. There you go. We will see these scouts making their way over to this sacred site as the spearmen making their way down as well. Maybe worth it. Yeah, exactly. Maybe worth it for Nakamura to just leave this and come over and make sure his scholars stay alive, because they are 150 gold. Very important, but it does look like Nyan will spot this one here. He is going to be going after this scholar. Scholar's only got 90 HP, though the scouts, they don't do a lot of damage here at all. So this scholar's just going to be walking away. It is a little bit quicker than you'd think. I think he's got that upgrade that makes him go a little bit faster. Spearman going to be pushing the scouts away as Nakamura has almost got all 3 of these sacred sites under his control. So this is going to be an interesting one. If Nyan can't push Nakamura off these sacred sites, he's going to be in a real difficult position here. But he does have the economy pumping out. He's got the 2 town centers. He's putting up some barracks here, starting to make some archers out. No stable just yet. Just wants to counter those spearmen here in the start of the game. As we see the archers coming in. Got to be careful with this. These spearmen really not so good against this, especially if Nyan simply just shoot and scoot micros this one here. And he will be sniping a couple of those spearmen off as the spearmen retreating away. The sacred site is getting grabbed here, and now it looks like Nyan can simply just move in and capture this one back, neutralize the sacred site. You don't need a monk, you don't need a scholar, you don't need anything special to neutralize the site, just to capture it. So Nakamura going to be losing that one now, and that's going to be that. But he did get the gold from that one there, and it is looking like The food is coming in, and Nakamura should be able to get to the next age. I don't think that it would be a bad idea to throw down a market here for Nakamura. Throwing down a market and then buying that extra food to get to the next age here if he needs it wouldn't be a bad idea. And I think that's... No, we're seeing a second talent center coming through for Nakamura. A bit late on the second talent center. I feel like maybe this kind of strategy here could have gone a little bit smoother if he just went one barrack spearman into the stone and getting that second talent center up. Getting the second talent center up fast is always really, really important. We are seeing the Sacred Sites getting neutralized over here as Nakamura loses the bottom one first. For some reason, Nyan let this one stay alive. Maybe he left a little bit early, moving up to the top side. Going to put a stop to that one as well. But the economy has already come in for Nakamura here. Nyan, on the other hand, he's throwing up walls down the bottom. He's getting up those fortified palisade walls here. These are quite strong, I believe. What are they? Like 3,000 HP. So it's a lot of HP on these palisades, as opposed to the standard palisades, which I think are like more like 500 HP. So 3,000 HP for these, for the Rus. And we're seeing the blacksmith coming up now for Nyan. Going to start looking to get some upgrades, still making those archers. I don't know if it would be a bad idea, but possibly a ram attack might be possible here against Nakamura, who is currently getting his blacksmith. Double blacksmith here for Nakamura. Obviously, those upgrades are free, and now looks like he's just spamming units out. I'm not sure where his resources... Well, that's just Nakamura. He's still got a lot of gold in the bank. Still could just throw down a market. Still could just buy food and get to the next age. I feel like getting to that third age here for the Delhi Sultanate is a must because they're so far behind on all of the unit possibilities here. You can see only has access to the horseman, spearman, and archer, I believe. The archers do come in. Going to lose a couple of those to the town center fire there. Nice little save from Nakamura, keeping his villagers alive. But Nyan only really loses one villager for that little attempt there. Meanwhile, we see the horsemen charging in for Nakamura, going to be putting a stop to these walls as Nyan is attempting to get set up and playing nice and defensively here. He knows he's in a small advantage now because he's been 2 town centers for the longest, but whether or not that advantage does mount into something tangible or not is the question here. We do see the horseman coming over here to defend this. The horseman, very, very good against archers, and Nyan kind of knows this as he's retreating back to the town center, making sure that his archers are doing what they can do. We do see some scouts coming through for Nyan Racing Cat. Going to be trying to pick these ones off, but looks like a couple of villages might fall, but all of those horsemen do fall there. Nice defense from Nyan as he's pushing a little bit in front right now, it looks like, as Nakamura still no market, still not going to the second age. Obviously, this market thing here, probably pretty new idea. It's very similar to in Mythology, where if you've got the extra resources, you can just buy your way to the second age. That's why I think about it now. But the market is available in the second age instead of the third age, where you want to buy those resources to get to the fourth age. So something to think about, especially for the Delhi Sultanate, who's going to be getting that extra gold income from those sacred sites early here. And we do see that also this gold vein here has been taken off by Nakamura. He's not bothering with that one anymore. But the farms do come up right now for Nakamura. He's got the resources now to advance to the third age, and we'll see if he's going to throw that one down anytime soon. And Nyan, on the other hand, he's just bumping units out. Still building villages from everywhere. Not quite close to the next age. Tell a lie, he is going straight through to the third age to the Abbey of the Trinity. This one's going to be basically a monastery. It gets warrior monks, which can then just run around the map, pick up those relics really, really quickly. Relics, very, very important because they're going to give you a delicious amount of gold in order to just bolster that income in the third age, where gold is so important. Those knights are super expensive. Those crossbows are super expensive. Those siege weapons are super expensive. Let's see what Nakamura is going through here. He is going through the House of Learning. Now, this one doesn't give him too much. This one basically just gives him a building, which is going to give him some really, really strong upgrades. He does have the 3 scholars in this mosque. He might want to get a second mosque here. Is that what he's doing? He's getting some more scholars out. But he might want to get a second mosque just to make this happen a little bit faster. Do you see this town center going up over here for Nakamura as Nyan trying to move in with his scouts and do a little bit of cheeky harass here. And the blacksmiths coming up, doing their thing. We see even more blacksmiths coming out for Nakamura as he's just trying to get these upgrades through as fast as he possibly can. But the question now for Nyan is, where does he go now? He's got the Abbey of the Trinity coming through. He's got third age coming through. He's got these stables coming up. Is he going to go straight in for the knights, get the upgrade to knight? straight away and then start working on those really strong knights. That's exactly what he's doing. He's getting those early knights out right now. They're not the best without the upgrade. Once they get the upgrade, they become super strong. So definitely want to grab that as soon as you possibly can. And it looks like as soon as he can, he will grab that one. You can also get the Knight Sabers, which is a huge technology in the 4th age, but obviously that's not going to happen. And also the Boyar's Fortitude, which is going to give him an extra 20 HP on those scouts, also on those knights, which is going to be huge as well. Well, right now, this is looking pretty good for Nakamura, considering how weak his 2nd age is. He's managed to defend everything. He's managed to get to the 3rd age. And the question right now is it going to be worth it to get any War Elephants out or not? He is going straight in on the Lancers. The Lancers are effectively Knights. They are exactly the same stats. Look at them right here. They've got the 36 Lance melee. They've got 4 armor against melee and ranged. And they got the 1.62 speed, whereas these... Well, the early Knights obviously a little bit weak. 30 Lance, that goes up to 36. The attack, the range, the armor is a little bit lower, but I think that's because Nakamura's got some upgrades. I see some more buildings coming through now for Nyan Racing Cat. More walls coming up here, just taking more and more of the map. This is super important. This is something that we're going to see more and more of as the game goes on. You want to control your map. If you've got the advantage and you're winning, you want to invest in putting walls up and boxing in your opponent, taking the corners of the map. This little neutral trade post here means that a market over here is super valuable. A market over here is super valuable. So if you throw up a wall over from this location or even from this location here to this location here and just wall this all off, you're going to have that super trade route and be in a really good position as the late game comes in. And that's going to be a way to squeeze wins out of your opponents here if things are going to be very, very slow. We just see the Knights now coming in. They're still only early Knights. I do question this one from Nyan. Did he end up getting any monks out? He is getting the warrior monks out. They're only 20 food, 100 gold. So pretty cheap, but they do take a long time to train, 45 seconds. As we're seeing the upgraded hardened spearmen and veteran archers coming through here for Nyan. He's got a very, very strong force here, but so does Nakamura, and neither player really wants to fight just yet. The scholars are going to come in and grab those relics as soon as they possibly can. How many has he got thus far? Does it say? Where does he have to put it? It must... Active research items. Looks like he's got none. Oh, he's got 2. There we go. It's right in front of me. Got 2 relics already. So this is 3 relics coming in for Nakamura. This is huge. Nyan can get these 2 relics down here and here, but it is looking like the raids are up here for Nakamura. Going to push Nyan Racing Cat off of this gold mine over here as we are seeing a Mangonel coming through. Nyan will retreat away from this one. Does recognize this, sending his Mangonel in. Going to start throwing those siege boulders at the horsemen. Are just going to be running straight through the base here. Where's the monk? The monk needs to go and pick those relics up. This is the 100% the only reason you build these monks, right? They heal, but is that it? They basically just heal, and healing is good and all, but you definitely want to get those relics as soon as you can. It's so much gold. Nice little dealing with all of this attack here. And the Lancers coming in. Lancers are huge at raiding. These Lancers, exactly what you want to do with these Lancers is essentially break them off from your army, go and raid villages, because they take next to no damage from the town center. You can see how long this survives underneath the town center fire here. Meanwhile, we do see Nyan pushing in, but he is getting dealt with here. These archers are already out for Nakamura. He's got the veteran archers. He's taking down a lot of these units here. We see the Mangonel coming in, though. This is going to be huge if the Mangonel could start setting up on the archers, but Nakamura does decide to turn back, retreating away from this location. Nyan is in a good position here, but he is still getting raided. Those looking like those hardened spearmen are dealing with the Lancers, the Knights in his base very easily, and Nyan is deciding in this moment that he needs to retreat back. We are seeing the scouts still roaming around doing their thing here. Much more stables coming up now for Nakamura as he's saying, I gotta spend some resources here. We see the veteran horseman going after the Mangonel. The Mangonel does get sniped there. Nice snipe there from Nakamura, sacrificing his horseman to deal with that one. Very, very smart usage of those horsemen there in order to make that happen. And we are seeing the Knights now coming in, going to be taking down these crossbowmen. The crossbowmen are a decent choice against the Knights, counter to popular belief. The kind of combat triangle that we're used to in Age of Empires is not really the same here. It's the same for the base units, the horseman, the archer, and the spearman. But when you get into these heavy armored units, you need counter armor to deal with them, and that's exactly what the crossbowmen are. But you do need them in mass in order to actually win those fights. and also choke points and things like that are going to be really, really helpful with those crossbowmen. But they do a decent job at dealing with those knights and the men-at-arms as well. But right now we've got 2 town centers, 3 town centers here for Nyan. He's spamming out those villages really quickly, trying to get some more mangonels out. It's exactly what he's doing. The question I have is how many resources? He's got so many resources right now. He could definitely think about going through to the Imperial Age here and start working on some of that gunpowder tech, getting out the cannons and everything else. And we'll see how that's going to go as Nakamura. He's got nothing here. He's spending his resources really well, but it's looking like his economy is just struggling in this position here. Just in terms of what he's got. He's 143 population. Nyan is 157 of 170 population, so he's got a lot more, and he is taking the middle of this map, grabbing this gold mine nice and early. Very smart, because he's going to be running out of gold soon. He's got 1 gold left in that gold vein. He's got 400 gold left over here. He's got 3,000 gold left over here, so he's going to want to grab this middle gold mine as soon as he can. And Nyan can actually start thinking about grabbing the sacred site as well. He does have those warrior monks, or did have those warrior monks. So he still hasn't done that yet, which is a big question mark move. But what can you do? The important things in this game are map control, and the little things don't matter that much. And right now, Nyan's got map control. He's going to be able to keep moving forward with this stone castle. Keep moving forward. We've got the archery range coming up, as now Nyan's got a place that he can retreat away to if he wants to. The keep does a ton of damage. If you look at this, it's doing 4 lots of 12 bow range damage here from that. So it's very strong. Now seeing the Mangonel is going to be trying to take down the barracks. If you want to take down military buildings, you kind of more want to get those rams out than anything else. We are seeing the engagement now coming through by Nakamura. Nakamura saying, I'm ready to start fighting. He's got the crossbowmen. He's got the archers in the back. These Mangonels, though, are targeting down the archers in the back. The horsemen coming straight in onto these Mangonels, going to take them down so quickly. They've only got 240 HP, and the horsemen do 30 damage a torch throw here. But the archers in the back here for Nakamura not fighting at the moment. He needs to move them forward and get going. Bring those spearmen around. Start taking down the Mangonels. And it is looking as if Nakamura is taking this fight really nicely here, as he is absolutely devastating Nyan's army. Nyan has this keep in the back. He's getting the high armory back here, which is going to decrease the cost of siege engines, as Nyan going through to the Imperial Age. But it's looking as if Nakamura has hit a brutal timing onto Nyan, as Nyan kind of just gave it away, and he is in the Castle Age now. But at what cost? Nyan's got no resources in the back. He's at 132 population. Nakamura is 165 or 180 population, really close to the next stage. Can definitely think about trading some of that wood he's got for gold in order to advance if he wants to. But we'll see exactly what units Nyan's going to be going for now. He's in the next stage. If he wants to make those gunpowder units, he needs to get a university out. He needs to get the chemistry upgrade. I don't think he's got that one coming through just yet. I don't think it's here. No, I don't see it anywhere. So that's not coming up. He's getting more siege works, more Mangonels, in an attempt to hold this position here as he's setting up for the late game. The walls need to be finished off, though. This is a big problem here by both players. They've had the time to do it. We do see a keep coming up now for Nakamura, but Nakamura's going to be a little bit worried here. He's got this gold vein that he's securing, but the gold vein down the bottom of the map, this is the one that's important. 8,000 gold here. Obviously, you can't go down there just yet, but he's gonna slowly expand his base as Nyan. He's in an interesting position here. He's still making those spearmen. He's got veteran spearmen. He's got the early knights. Still no upgrades on these knights. I'm not sure why he's building them with no upgrades. The upgrade is dirt cheap here. 50 food, 125 gold. Definitely want to think about getting that as soon as you possibly can. Meanwhile, the high armory has got some upgrades here, which are all going to be really good. Ram damage increased. Siege crew training going to be making your trebuchets and mangonels fire much faster. Fine-tuned guns going to be reducing the reload time of your bombards, those cannons which do crazy damage, and bandit arms going to be able to increase the range of the springolds, which is huge because then they can take down the opponent's siege much easier. And now we see those units. It's been 24 minutes, but we're finally seeing some of these really cool war elephants. These are heavy melee cavalry units. high health armor mounted with an advanced spearman, capable of attacking stone walls, slow movement speed, but they are very, very good against cavalry, siege weapons, walls, and buildings. So we'll see how that's going to go. Is Nakamura going to the next age yet? He looks like he's gearing up to do it. I don't see it anywhere. No, he is. What? He's got the Hisar Academy somewhere, which is going to constantly generate food based on total number of technologies research. I don't know where it is, though. Where'd he build it? There it is. Very, very cool, as we've got both players in the 4th age, spamming buildings everywhere. And this is where Nakamura is going to shine. This is where Nakamura is going to shine. He has a ton of late game knowledge from Deathmatch in Age of Mythology. And this is going to be Nakamura's playstyle for the foreseeable future. He's going to turtle up, he's going to try and hold on, get to the late game, and then just show you how it's done. Building spam everywhere. He's got so many buildings. Siege Workshop. He's got tons of Siege Works going in with those Bombards straight away, coming in for that late game power comp of Bombard, everything else. Basically just Bombard a hand cannoneer is absolutely insane. We will see the Trebuchet now starting to siege away at these units here, as Nyan is just kind of confused. He doesn't know what he needs to do here. We do have the market already up here for Nakamura, only getting 42 gold with the short trade route, though. He needs to secure the top corner of the map here. We are seeing the Knights now coming in, trying to take down the Bombards. You got to defend these. They take a lot of damage here. But the War Elephant, look at that War Elephant getting absolutely destroyed there, as the Bombards doing a lot of damage in the back. We do have the Streltsies here, which are the light range gunpowder units the Rus have, unique to the Rus. And it is looking like Nakamura, he is able to fight this. He's doing a decent job here. He does manage to take down one of those catapults there as the Elephant does fall. But the units here for Nakamura doing a very, very good job. The Mangonel's doing tons of damage here in this fight. And it's looking like Nyan is kind of winning, but who knows at this point, because the Bombards are starting to get into a mass. He's got 5 Bombards out already. These are absolutely brutally good. And look at the resources for Nakamura here. He's got nearly 4,000 resources in every single category here. It's possible that Nakamura might simply just go for a wonder here instead of continuing here. He's got the base defended. He's got the army comp the dream army comp here. He could easily just go wonder. He's got the resources for the wonder. We'll see if that's what he's going to do in order to take this win here, or if he's just going to keep pushing through. We've got so many Bombards here. 6 Bombards on the map right now. And here's the question for Nyan. Nyan's only got 4,000 gold left in this gold mine. He's throwing up more buildings, more stables coming out, still making those Streltsies out. And we'll see how this is going to go. We see the castle getting torn down incredibly fast, as Nakamura, he's got the Death Ball comp, he's got the Bombards, he's got the defense of the Bombards, and he can just take down these buildings so fast. The high armory is not so high anymore, as it gets torn down in less than 10 seconds here. What a push here from Nakamura, as he is simply just able to attack move right now. And we see, even while this is going on, some stray battering rams coming in, taking down the Golden Gate, but it is looking like the villagers are getting pulled off. Going to take down these battering rams fairly quickly here. They do a good, healthy amount of damage as the battering rams do fall. But the Golden Gate is now on fire, so extra damage is going to be coming through. Not that it really matters losing this one too bad. It doesn't do all too much. I mean, getting the extra resources is always nice. But Nyan got next to no gold in the bank. 154 of 200 population here, as Nakamura is slowly but surely pushing through in this location. And it does not look like Nyan has got any answer here. He manages to keep his Golden Gate alive, but it's still going down. It's still on fire. You still have to repair that one if you want to keep that one alive. And now we see the keep coming up in the middle of the map, and Nyan's got no gold left. Nyan's got no gold left anywhere, and we are seeing the sacred sites getting grabbed by Nakamura, and going back over and checking out the resources. Nakamura's still got tons of resources in the bank here, and it's looking like the Knights not going to be enough, as they're still pushing and trying to take down the hand cannoneers. The hand cannoneers do perfectly well against these Knights as well. I mean, really, it's just the Bombards. Look at the damage they do. The Bombards, 170 damage a shot. And Nyan Racing Cat taps out. GG. GG. Well played by Nakamura. What an insane game. Nakamura showing that the Delhi Sultanati are a civilization worth thinking about here. Gets the win, takes down Rus. Rus are what a lot of people are saying is the best civilization in this game, but it looks like Nakamura has shown the way here in this one in 29 minutes and 20 seconds here. What a game. Well played by Nakamura. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow button. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.